this whole conversation is null and point. They have to have assistants to even compete. It gives me an excuse to complain about something. That man's trash. He needs aim assist. That's it.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Queued Up, where the lobby is open, the mics are hot, and nobody is dodging. With me here today, Patrick, Andy, and Nick. Myself, CJ the Pathfinder, joining you guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Excited to be here. We've got our Esports World Cup action. We've got some MSI. We've got some clutches and kicks. We do. We have all the pieces. Thanks for joining us here today. Patrick, I'm coming to you first.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. How are you? First of all, I need to know.
I'm doing great.
Thanks for
fantastic.
Every single time you're on the show, you're in a different seat.
I was on the seat last time.
I just always lose you. I don't know what's going on.
I'm kind of hard to lose.
I was like, wasn't he just there?
Oh, well, it's because you're just a shining color in the room, Pat.
It's just my bald head, guys. That's all.
I didn't want to say it.
Nothing else.
MSI is going on in Canada, and we've been watching the tournament, and I tell you what, GenG looks undefeatable. They had a best of 5 that they played against T1. It went the distance. But, Pat, quick thoughts on League of Legends. How's it been going? You've been watching it? What's going on?
Well, my love for it kind of died out when FlyQuest fell to Billy. And that was just, NA and League usually never has a shot. But I, for a moment there, thought that FlyQuest had a shot, especially in Game 3 against Billy. That comeback they were mounting was looking fantastic until they just threw it all away by trying to end the game. And it was just all downhill from there.
Hey, Pat, you know what did happen, though? They outlasted Europe. And that's all we need to matter. That's all.
That is all that
At least in one esport, we can at least say, I mean, no spoilers, but yeah, at least North America is up over at least one European team. But I mean, as far as the bracket is concerned, I feel like a lot of us would probably look at this, maybe besides G2 fumbling and FlyQuest along the way, would probably expect the bracket to play out the way they did. I think the biggest jumping off the page moment would probably be Anyone's Legend. I mean, this is China's #1. Again, being the better over Billy Gaming, they ended up not having to face them again, but they played GenG close, and I think that's probably what is the most typical out of their run. Playing GenG close and then playing T1 close along the way, too. I think that this team has a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah, and Anyone's Legends just coming through the losers bracket. I think that they're going to have a little bit of momentum behind them and some reps against some folks. So it'll be interesting to see as they face off against Billy and then T1. And then they have to face the actual raid boss of GenG. So if they can make it that way, that would be an interesting run for them.
Yeah, I think the patting ourselves on the back kind of situation. Our power rankings can hopefully come true with GenG winning and Anyone's Legends in 2. I think everybody looked at us when we did those power rankings like, why do you have Anyone's Legends so high? And they're proving to be a great team so far.
A Silver Scrapes Grand Finals, like being pushed past what we already saw in Winners Finals between GenG and T1, I think would feed generations for this MSI.
Well, I'm curious to see if we're going to see the run it back too with Esports World Cup, because week 2 League of Legends are going to go there. So those guys are going to go from Canada all the way over across the pond. And we're going to see run it back because a lot of the teams are exactly the same for the Esports World Cup.
I think they'd travel the other way. They would go west.
Technically, that would be closer rather than going.
They're going to swim.
I know the globe.
There's a body of water in between it, okay? We'll see. And we've got a lot of other things going on for the week 1 schedule for the Esports World Cup as that kicks off. I think 6 or 7 different games right now. We've got some mobile games like Free Fire, Apex Legends going on, some Dota 2 groups, and VALORANT. So we're seeing there's a schedule for you if you're watching along at home. Action-packed. And I don't know, does one of these games stand out to you guys that you're watching that you're like, wow, this one's been really good and it's kind of surprising?
We give it to Pat off the rip. What are you watching, Pat?
I don't think there's anything else I'd be watching besides VALORANT, baby. Let's go. Last time I was on this show, I stated my clutch or kick NA's better than EU. And, well, it's not over yet. But right now, we're a little outnumbered 2-4. But I believe in Sentinels, and I kind of believe in NRG. Not really, though. But based on the brackets for the upcoming games, I would have to say that America is going to be a long shot for us. But I never lose faith. I'm always supportive, and I will always forever be. Sentinels got this, baby. I believe Anybody? Anybody else
I'm
believe?
gonna take the under on that one. How do I?
I'll hit the under as well on that as well. I mean, Sentinels like in their group, like they went up against a XLG team that went through 2 roster changes within the past calendar month, including the Masters run that just kind of followed them. DRX, which we haven't seen on screen in gosh knows how long since stage 1 had concluded for their region. And then BBL Esports, who are arguably should have been the 3rd team at the Masters event that just concluded. So I think that Sentinels are right where they need to be, but like their opening draw, I'll go ahead and just already spoil it, is against Paper Rack. So I think that this is where their miracle run does come to end. They came up short at the Masters run, and I'd hate to be the one to tell you, but EU is just better than NA right now in Valorant.
That's kind of crazy. I did, you
It's
know,
kind of statistical, actually.
Actually, actually not. I'm gonna let some other people speak because you know I value their opinion.
No, I want you to respond, Pat.
It's fine.
No matter who's in that seat, it's going to give you hell.
I'm just trying to do Davis justice by sitting in his seat.
You said their miracle run ended. Boy, their miracle run just started.
I like
All right.
I like
That's
that.
plain and simple. Paper Rex is a fantastic team, but they also get a little too a bit ahead of themselves. They're very egotistical, and it's very easy to shut that down when they just want to constantly try to shove themselves in your face. All they have to do is have the better teamwork, maybe some better map picks, obviously, but at the end of the day, NA is better than EU. If we had full G2 roster, dude, and BBL,
G2 would 100% be in the playoff bracket, yeah.
I'm not going to rant much
I
longer.
can't believe you're not putting any more
but
stock
BBL.
in NRG, honestly, for America on the other side. I think they have a better
kind
shot
of
than the bracket.
unproven right now.
Well, they're
unproven
unproven.
themselves right now, sure, but they're an American team, so I'm on board.
I mean, I'm also on board.
I got Ethan.
I'm just saying.
I'm on board.
I put NRG on that side of the bracket a little bit higher. I mean, they're going to have to fight a Heretics and a GenG, but if they can make it through they have a good shot to win.
I think like when you're looking at it from NRG's route throughout all of this, like they 13-4 Team Heretics in a best of 1. Their most impressive win throughout all of this is the 2-0 win versus RRQ. But the one thing that we do know for a fact from the Masters run in RRQ is that they're not the number 1 APAC team. I think that that's reserved for GenG. But besides the fact that they also got 0-2'd by Team Heretics, this is not the same RRQ team that was in that Teo meta back in stage 1, back in the APAC region as well. So I really don't know the strength. But I agree with Pat that with Ethan on this roster for NRG, I don't know how high their ceiling is. But for their opening matchup, you saw right there as well, they are going up against GenG. So I guess this is like the test of the metal for them to be able to see if they can keep up with the metal of GenG.
Yeah. I don't know. Nick, any closing comments for us?
No, I'm just looking back at the matches that have happened so far this week. I was surprised that Shaq on G2 wasn't the worst performer. And that was like, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually the most surprising thing for me. I thought they were gonna get it against Billy Gaming. They ended up losing 2-1. But looking at the statistics from those first 2 matches that they played, he wasn't their worst player. And you look at some of the other plays, and you're like, what happened here? Pat, did you know what happened? Because I don't.
It's just bad gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, I can let that slide. You know, G2 is going through a little bit of a rough patch right now, and that's fine. But hopefully they get it together. I'm not a believer in it's just the Tejo meta shifting away.
No.
Trent is definitely an all-around player and can play any other agent, especially Soval. It's not that. It's just, it seems like individually there's just been a lot of problems. And I think a little bit of it is their strat calling is a little bit strange at times. And, you know, I'll give Valen the benefit of the doubt on that. But I think G2 are definitely, if they just get their act together, I mean, I can easily see them being number 1 the same way I can Paper Rex or Fnatic or any of those guys. Same I can see, honestly, with Sentinels.
He's putting them in the tier 1. I like it. I'm with
Silence is accepted.
I just think that they're looking for an identity. I think that that's what G2 do need. But like you can even see like the vibes when they were like walking down the EWC staircase for like their matchup as well, like getting set up in that little arena. The vibes just weren't there. I think that
they just knew off the rip that
like they don't have Leaf, like they don't have like their Vice 1 trick with them, right? So like in as much as like that seemed like a dig, like it's really not. Like the team does play better with Leaf. Like he is a really good clutch IGL player and has a lot of clutch moments himself. So I think that without him in play, where Jog was already struggling in the previous Masters event to find his own individual identity, it just put the team in a real rough spot. But I am hopeful for their future. I mean, I still rate them as NA number 1 when they are a full 5.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm putting all my stock in Fnatic, honestly. So I don't. You guys
I tip that. If I wasn't so far away from you, I'd actually give you a firm high five.
If I had any tea to throw in the ocean, I would do it right now.
Did you block our high
We
five?
tried.
No, Fnatic's not winning. I'm just throwing that out.
Oh, dude, it's a Fnatic PRX Grand semifinals, and you know it, and it's gonna be a PRX GenG Grand Finals. Like, don't even try to showboat around it, bro.
Paper Rex ain't making it to the finals. I'm calling it right here, right now.
Flip it, chat.
I'm excited.
They are not going to the finals.
We're gonna see it. Okay, let's switch gears. We're gonna go to another one. The Dota 2 update. There's a couple teams on here that have made it through the groups, but ultimately they are only doing the group stage right now for Dota 2. Obviously, one of the bigger games that we don't really talk a lot about, so we don't know a ton about all of the rosters. But is there one going on currently? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I don't understand how you tie. Why are you playing 2 games? They're only playing 2 games. It's not a best of 3. They're not playing a best of 1. They're playing 2 games. There's ties on the screen.
It's kind of interesting.
I don't know how you.
I'm not a Dota man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's all just about win-loss record and like map win-loss record. They're all just like doing off of like pool seeding and like trying to put like different like percentages against each other to get like global seeding, because like when it comes to Dota 2, because it is a massive global phenomenon, they don't really have a lot of international tournaments, albeit a lot of an Eastern forefront. They're all playing a lot online, so their qualification points are a little bit more obscured. So they're using this as an opportunity to try to like justify their playoff bracket once they do get to it. And to your point, CJ, that's why they're doing this pool play right now. It's just to try to generalize what the playoffs may look like. But it has been hype. I mean, I still have no idea what the hell I'm even looking at when it comes down to Dota. I'm an FPS and a sim racer by nature, but Dota 2, seemingly by the stature of the stands that we've already seen from EWC from week 1, is the immediate grab of attention on the boulevard.
And that's one thing that for when we look at the EWC schedule as a whole and we look at Dota 2, this is one that the competition just lasts a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like so it's hard to be like, I don't really care about groups because I'm waiting for the playoffs or something else to have a little bit more meaning behind it right now. It's like, unfortunately, some of these matches just don't matter and haven't necessarily got my attention.
Yeah, and I think one of the bigger stories here is the Champions Club and what it looks like for each of the teams that are playing in this, right? And you have a lot of the bigger names that I think are in the runnings for winning the Champions Club. Team Falcons is in here. Liquid is also in here. Virtus Pro, and so these are guys that have a lot of different teams in a lot of different games. And so this is one where it's like, it looks like a little bit of a grab for them to go invest into some Dota 2 so they can get some points from it. Where it's interesting because none of those teams are actually on the Valorant side of the conversation. We didn't see any of them. And so...
And it's actually one of the biggest like polls for club championship points as well. Like just like to compare it for like RENNSPORT, like if you win RENNSPORT, you only get 100 club championship points. If you win Dota 2, you get 1,000 club championship points, which is like closer than it is further away from $1 billion for one organization.
Exactly. Yeah. Why don't you jump into the RENNSPORT for us as well? Just give us a quick.
Yeah, sure. RENNSPORT's been really fun to watch the entire event. I've been mostly glued to watching it more than anything, which is crazy because Valorant is on the screen and Apex also started today. But RENNSPORT, it's actually like towards like the tail end of their spring season, as you can see on your screen right now. So Mercedes, AMG, TC, ERA, and Guild actually didn't make it to the event. From the placings of the spring season online, they did place top 12. So they actually didn't even make it to EWC LCQ, where they ended up doing 3 races each. So BS, Team Falcons, Williams, they were all in one race together, and it was an cumulative points over top of one another to be able to see who was going to then make it to the main event, which then set up the group stages, which then got divided into 2 separate groups. So essentially the way that it worked, if you had enough cumulative points throughout the entirety of the first 3 races, you made it to the finals. If you did not have enough cumulative points to then make it top 2, you then drop down to the lower bracket. That's some of the upper bracket stuff. Redline, still #1 favored, coming through from last year. Sebastian Joe, probably still the #1 rated racer in the sim right now, with Kevin Siggy as one of the best support drivers. They didn't miss a podium a single race. Same thing could be said for Dare McCormick. And as all the analysts are out there seemingly saying this is going to be a photo finish in between Redline and VP, they were in the same group versus each other, which then set up the lower bracket. Porsche ended up getting through. Vitality and Williams not so strong on Monza and Hockenheim, and then setting themselves up inevitably for a Fuji win. But the finals is already slated, so it's going to be Vitality, Redline, and VP within the grand finals. And like I was already saying, it's setting up to essentially be a photo finish in between Redline and VP, and that's what I'm saying. Like the club championship points. Oh, my bad. You actually do get 1,000 for winning this as well. But the prize pool isn't like as big, so I guess that's where like my numbers were getting skewed. But this is the tail end of their spring season, essentially, Siege.
Oh no, the Falcons got 7th there.
Yeah,
they weren't fast.
That's gonna drop them down for sure.
Yeah,
because I mean they're the shoo-in trying to win the Champions Club. So
yeah.
But thanks for that update. That's really helpful. And obviously that's a long season for them. I mean it's exciting. Sim racing is one of those. It's just so much invested into the rig and everything that goes on for each of the tracks, and it's just wild to see some of the images that we've seen from.
And that's why, to be honest, that's the coolest thing about what I just saw was that they're playing. They're not just playing one track multiple times. It's hopefully get better at it. They're playing multiple tracks back to back to back.
Yeah.
And you're not just the best at one track, you're the best at all of them.
I'm tired of just watching, brother.
It's like I think it's like 8 or 9 like different tracks, and they do like maybe a total of 15 minutes like time per track, so that accumulates sometimes like 10 laps per track, or sometimes different 7. One of the tracks right now they're doing Daytona International, very famously Daytona 24 Hours. Me, producer Mark Plover, we were there. It actually IRL and raced it digitally for iRacing. And then the same thing for Spa. That's actually happening digitally this weekend, Spa 24, and then that's actually one of the tracks that they're racing there. So they're doing like really iconic tracks, but the biggest problem right now is that it is on RENNSPORT, and it's a very unpracticed sim. It just became very public over the past like several months or so, and a lot of the racers have been complaining about it. But it has been showcasing like the talent of sim racing. The best driver will win at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's been cool.
Yeah. Also, this is just super random, but the F1 movie, it's so good.
It's completely. So they're not racing F1. They're racing GT3 cars.
I know they're not, but I like.
banger.
It's just like from a racing perspective, it's just so sweet. So go check out that movie. Brad Pitt was really good in it. Okay, sorry. ALGS Apex Legends is what we're talking about. They're doing their 10-game series right now. Obviously, this could go any direction. Our number 1 team is
the
Falcons, isn't it? Yeah, with Imperial Hal. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. GenG they're in game 1 rank currently, and GenG was knocked out first. So, sorry, sad for you. Oh, sorry, I lied at all. They're doing game 5.
Well, this was the update just a little bit ago. So they're done. This was Pool 1, and this was after NIP ended up winning game 4. But Pool 1 is already done, and Team Falcons were the number 1 team to your credit.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah, so Apex Legends is one of the games that we're going to be watching. They'll do their finals on Sunday, and then that one will be, we'll see who wins.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on the ALG team there, former NV Apex team. So looking pretty good. Dropped in the boys.
Yeah,
looking pretty good.
There you go. Cool. And then next week we have some other matches and games going off. I think the main one being League of Legends.
They are not wasting any time from MSI to EWC. No, they're not. They got to get right on that plane and hop on.
That's week 2. Well, you got Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Their playoffs are happening to us. The number 1 mobile game on the planet right now. Dota 2 is also going into their playoffs as well. And like Pat and I were talking about at the kickoff of the show, Match Point Finals will be concluding this upcoming weekend. But week number 2, I'm not going to lie, it's a
little lighter.
A little lighter. But that's just because we're not MOBA heads.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, just because we're not MOBA heads.
Well, there's
FPS desk over here.
I'm pretty sure over the next 3 days, 4 of the 5 games being played will have their championship, and then we just saw that Schedule 2 graphic, or that Week 2 graphic. There's only 2 championships. It's Dota 2 and Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
So I'm going to transition this to something, but obviously we saw some crazy viewership from MSI for the GenG versus T1 match. Do you think that carries over into EWC? Because obviously League of Legends next week, and is that going to be the biggest game viewed?
I'm probably going to spoil myself here a little bit because I was either going to use it today or in the future, but I'm just going to say it right here, right now. I think EWC isn't getting a lot of love right now. Like, I'm looking at a lot of the viewership and a lot of the numbers around it right now, and there's a lot of big games and matches being played there right now, and it's just not pulling numbers. And it's a great thing with a lot of money and doing a lot of good things for the scene, and I just think it needs a little bit more love.
Bad time of schedule. It's most of the reason why we always talk about stuff being on the Esports Standard Time. It's more than just a meme, but like being on the East Coast Standard Time, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, like you hit all of like the major forefronts. Like it sucks to be in APAC. Yes, it truly does. But like you hit all of like the major tournaments. Like for Dota, they could be missing out because that is a lot more of an Eastern love to esport, but I feel like that they're missing out on the timing. Not to mention like I'll briefly hit it right now because a lot of Riot internally for like a lot of their broadcast talent and a lot of their players, a lot of their co-streamers, including Tark, including Tens, are really outspoken just about Esports World Cup in general and why they're not supporting it. And a lot of their followage is coming along with that as well. So I can only imagine, I haven't looked too in depth for it right now, but it is the ongoing controversy from Valorant. And I hope that it doesn't follow suit with League of Legends because I think that Esports World Cup is a beautiful thing, but I do respect that people are standing on business.
Yeah, I think there's just also this narrative, and I'm seeing it from Call of Duty players, from League of Legends players, from all of it. They're like, it's not the biggest tournament of the year, even though it's the biggest tournament of the year, right? So
by prize pool, yes.
Yeah, prize pool side's like, it's definitely the biggest tournament, but I don't think a lot of them are viewing it as their champs, their finals, their worlds, or whatever. And I think that's intriguing. I don't really understand how that narrative's kind of played out, but it has that way. So.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really necessarily enjoyed it just on a broadcast level as a viewer experience. Just Valorant per se, because it's the main thing I've been watching. It's just, it's not felt as much hype. Like, there's not really much tension going around it. And, like, I'm not trying to say that that's just on, like, the casters or anything, but it's just, like, it's very, just viewer-wise, it's just seemed very, I don't know, it's like I'm watching Tier 2. It's just, it's a weird feeling when you're watching. You just have to experience it.
Because you know
it's not, like, we just came from Masters, which I know is, like, a lot bigger tournament for them personally in the Valorant scene. To this, it feels like a major drop-off.
Well, that's also like the sanctioned like tournament that they're trying to play for. And you know, if you're a team right now in Valorant, like you're mostly looking for stage 2 so that way you can prepare for Champions Paris. Like they just released all of those tickets. But you know, to your point, CJ, like this is not their end of the year tournament. This is not like their staple in the ground. And why I was kind of like phrasing for RENNSPORT as well. Like this is the end of their spring season. For ALGS, this isn't Esports World Cup. This is their spring mid-season. So it's actually just a tournament within a tournament that's actually happening. So there is a lack of severity. I will absolutely agree with you on that one. Like, why should I care about watching EWC right now for Valorant? I care because I care about the growth of a lot of different teams we didn't get to see at Masters, like 100 Thieves. Rest in peace. But it's still one of those things that, like, you have to add that extra pull, that extra draw weight to why the Esports World Cup does matter. And I feel like it is missing a lot of that.
It's not a major.
No.
Right, for Counter-Strike 2. It's like, I don't get the major vibes from it.
Right, just watch all the Call of Duty teams make one-person changes going into this after champs. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, very confusing. I don't know. We'll see what the viewership numbers look like over the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely be tracking it. So we hope that you enjoy it as you're watching it. But we're going to jump into the next segment, Clutch or Kick. Nicholas, you are first, sir. What is your Clutch or Kick this week?
We are going to talk about Kerrigan. If you haven't heard already, Brokey is back for FaZe. Simple out the door, unfortunately. We already talked about that to death. But Kerrigan sending out a tweet saying, he's like, hey, I hope this break did him good. I believe and trust in him to find his form again. Breaks are needed for everybody. This will never be easy, right? What they had to do will never be easy, but the hard work's in front of us. I was on the fence with this. First off, I was like, hey, this should be a conversation you should be having with Brokey behind closed doors, right? But being the IGL and the true leader of this team, I think it needed to be said publicly so people don't start, the rumor mill behind the scenes will only kick up and build to the drama. Put it out in front of everybody. I respect him for putting this tweet out. So I am clutching Kerrigan, even though I might not have originally thought it was a good idea to send a tweet like this because the move was weird, right? You're like, yeah, go sit on the bench. We're going to try this with Simple. You suck right now. And then to be like, oh, we love you, come back. It was a little weird, but Kerrigan taking the leadership role is what I love the best, and that's what I'm clutching about this.
Clockwise, counterclockwise, where are we going?
I don't know. I don't know what I want to do either. Do either of you know?
I'm kicking it.
Okay.
Because although I do agree with like vocalized leadership, I don't agree with like public shaming and stuff like that as well. That if it came down to Brokey and his decision to say I need to get my mental right and to put myself in a better position to be able to compete at the higher level, it should be coming from him. It's almost like the same thing of just like a public news. Like if Dexerto came out and said like Snipedown's retiring from Halo instead of it actually coming from Eric. Like that'd be kind of weird. As much as it is like I need to step down from my own mental like health and stuff like this. Mostly for me, I have Vietnam War flashbacks from like when Crimsix was on New York Subliners with Neptune, and he literally went up to his apartment front door and said, "You are the worst submachine gun player I've ever played with," and publicly ridiculed him on Twitter for it as well. It put Neptune in a really bad spot. So I could only imagine maybe it did the same thing for Brokey, but I think Kerrigan's an old head, so like maybe not.
You know what you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kicking as well.
Damn. Wow.
FaZe is in a really tough spot right now, and Davis is going to speak through me for a second. That Brokey didn't play a single FACEIT game the whole time he was gone until he was coming back. So the man is, whatever's going on behind the scenes with FaZe that we don't know, it seems like they really wanted to buy Simple. They couldn't get Navi to budge on the price. And so now we're back to square one again, and he's back. That's what it reads to me.
They did not want Simple.
No.
Pat,
I 1,000% agree with you there. I'm just talking about Kerrigan's leadership. That's the only thing that I'm trying to bring to the table. I respect him for trying.
Well, he's lying.
All right.
This tweet is just a feel-good PR movement. That's a lie.
That's why I'm on the fence, because it's like, is this because Brokey isn't saying it himself and he should, and he couldn't get him to say it, or because somebody needs to say it, and Kerrigan is the one to say it. So I guess I'm going to clutch it, because I do appreciate Kerrigan jumping in. I don't know where Brokey is at the conversation.
No, they already put, and I guess the other slightly behind the scenes is FaZe put out a tweet announcing him being back in a little funny way. Brokey also put out a message, and that was just Kerrigan's response to all of it and all of the news. And he's like, hey, look, we understand that it was a tough situation. We understand that there was a lot going on with Simple, and if we were going to buy him out, and if you were even coming back. But hey, look, this is what happened. You take a break, come back. We're going to move.
I changed my mind. I don't like it.
All right.
I'm going to
Because I just don't think that it is his beep to smear. It's not.
Yeah,
like it's his own personal stuff, and it should be Brokey's decision to be talking about.
I agree.
I'm cool with that.
I'm with that.
Cool with that.
You suck.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
No. Hey, he's in a great shirt. You don't suck. But your clutcher kick got kicked.
Pat, you're next, man.
Got Kerrigan haters.
Oh, I'm next. Yay. So mine is back on the Esports World Cup, because since that's what's in really the news for the esports right now, is the key crushing for the Esports World Cup. It's part of their trophy system that they're doing, but it's cringe. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it.
I haven't.
They go up,
Explained it.
they have the little press, and they go up there, they put the opponent's key in there, and they lower this hydraulic press, and it takes like 20 seconds. And esports players are not known for their acting abilities or looking entertained. So most of the time you just get that. You get a dude just standing there looking awkward for like 20 seconds as they crush this key.
What is the key?
It's like their thing. They put it in the trophy.
Like the invite, like whenever they qualified for Esports
Get
World Cup, they get a key.
So when
and
you
it's
lose, the other team crushes it?
and then the owner actually gets to hold on to it too, and it's like all broken.
I think the concept is cool,
Yeah,
but my
the
clutcher
concept.
kick is that it's just cringe. Like the crushing part is cringe. Yes, that's what I'm clutching. Yes, that it's cringe. That the crushing part of it is just cringy and mostly funny.
Okay.
It's not.
No, I
It's
think
not.
this is
It doesn't
cool.
have the serious part that they're trying to go for. It just looks goofy.
Wait, hold on. No, wouldn't you be kicking it then? 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I
don't
think
like
you're
the key.
kicking.
You don't like the key crush.
Well, the clutcher kick was supposed to be that it is cringe. So
Oh,
clutching the
okay,
fact that it's
okay,
cringe.
okay.
They just don't have it read all the way.
I'll go.
Key crushing. It's cringe.
Okay. I'm going to, you
So
go.
kicking it would mean you like it.
I like it. I think it's cool. I like it.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. Move on.
Since we're all speaking through Davis, I'm going to speak through Davis as well. And clutch with Pat. Just no aura, man.
It's cringy.
No, just no aura.
Yeah.
Zero aura. The idea is cool. I agree with you there, but I just think there could have been they could have done something instead of having the
Execution is
players.
what's the problem?
Yeah.
The concept is cool.
Yeah.
I like the concept.
I'll agree. Like it's not that it's cringe. I just think that they could do a much better job
Yes.
because like they're sitting there with like a press. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just barely bending a piece of metal. You know what I'm saying? Like put it into an incinerator. Like make it diabolical or something.
I think that goes back to what Pat was saying too. It's just like their production level just seems tier 2. It seems like they almost spread themselves just a little too thin by having 800 things going on at once. And they're like, oh, we got to do this thing over here.
My uncle's got a metal press
send
down
Timmy.
the street.
Send Timmy over there and he'll hydraulic press it on the stage.
I guess I'm critical. What the heck?
Trying to change your vote,
Again,
man.
like it would be cool, but like again, like the no aura, but like if they did it better, then instead of just like a little bent, because I've seen the key like when it's bent. Like Sergio, owner of SGP, actually he lives in the state, and I got to see like the key like even on Twitter too, and it's just like a little like bent. I was like, I don't feel bad that I got eliminated. Thanks for the gold piece of metal that says my team name on it. Incinerate it.
Yo, I hope real gold, melt it down and sell it. Go ahead, Andy. Go ahead. Give us a clutch kick.
My clutcher kick is all to do with sim racing. Throughout a lot of it, again, RENNSPORT has been my main focus. The state of professional sim racing at EWC mostly states that the team in their facilities, they can have their own practice stuff. Like you could have an entire Fanatec setup, but then when you get up to the stage, whatever their setup is, that's what you are racing with. You don't have a choice for your own peripherals. So my opinion right now is that the state of professional sim racing at EWC, because it's the only time when we actually get a lot of lands, is terrible. So I'm kicking that the state of sim racing is awful because we don't have the ability to bring our own peripherals in sim racing. And although it would be very difficult to do, we should still offer whatever your preference is to be comfortable to race.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm going to kick it as well, and I think it's something you and I talked about before the show. It's just, it doesn't even seem like the right game that they should be playing. It's like Mario Kart if you can't take damage. Like,
yeah.
It seems like somebody on the EWC side was like, had some friend that's their game company, and they're like, we're going to run RENNSPORT versus any
a little bit
other.
more than that, but yeah, there's no damage, no mechanical failures whatsoever. They're out there playing Mario Kart.
Yep. Stupid. Could be done so much better. Again, it seems like the theme.
I like it when we all have the same setup, even though you practice with something else and you show up on the stage, everybody's got the same equipment, you got the same FPS, you got the same steering wheel. Maybe instead of buying the equipment you did, you should have modeled it off of what they have on the stage.
Right.
So you practice with you train like you fight. And so I like the idea of everyone being equal and having the same equipment, going and doing it.
So HCS Charlotte, you're going to just borrow a controller. You're going to whatever they've got there.
But,
that's what.
But like, hold on. But like, that's not racing. You know what I'm
as
saying?
long as
like,
everyone does it that way, as long as XYZ player can't show up with their own equipment, then yeah, I'm good with that.
But everybody's practice facility is different. Like everybody has a different.
Totally.
Like, whether they're
model it after what you're actually playing on.
This guy just likes to be different. It's a kick. It's a kick. I think racing is just so much different too than traditional sports and even or esports. But even then, it's like I want my own mouse and keyboard that I'm used to using. And for racing, it's to the extreme. Like that is like it is so much more with the type of wheel to the pedals to the seat.
Yeah.
That everything is so much impactful to how you do it. To not be able to allow you have to use something that's foreign to you at the time. Nah, that's bad news.
Think about how boring F1 would be if everybody was in a Haas. It'd be awful.
Love it.
It'd be fun for the wrong reasons, but yeah. He does like to be different, doesn't he?
On that note, CJ.
My clutcher kick.
Oh.
I know for a fact that Pat is instantly going to kick this. So I love the cases opening content. I love the fact that Nadeshot's doing it, Tim's getting behind it. Everybody's opening cases. We're getting all kinds of knives and gloves and stuff. We're building our investment portfolio inside of Counter-Strike. This is our new 401k. I think the content's fun to watch. I love the clips from it. I love that everybody's doing it. I think it's amazing. Clutch for me. Clutch it. Go ahead.
Pause for awkward silence. Anybody want to kick it first?
No, it's okay. It's on me. So yes, this is trash content for trash human beings.
Oh my God.
That's as much as it is.
He said it right to you, Nate. He doesn't like you.
It's just we talked about this at length last episode, so I'm not going to regurgitate all of that. But gambling equal bad. Okay, Counter-Strike is more than case opening. I don't care if Nadeshot gets a $9,000 knife. Okay, it's not fascinating to me. Good for him. He spent $50,000. Whoopee!
But he spent like all of that money to Valve and like just to sit there on stream to continuously like open up boxes and cases, which is so unrealistic. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty low hanging fruit content. Like I'm gonna kick it as well. I think that our content creators out there, my beloved content creators, could do so much better with their time. And whether they are trash at the game or not, just sitting there and just spending all of the money, which is also supplementing a whole bunch of just like weird behavior in chat as well for all like the donations. It's like, oh, continues to open up cases and stuff like that. It's like the odds may not be in their favor, but by the time that they get like their fifth knife, like they don't care. They just got so much more money than they just spent on the boxes.
Boring. That's it. That was my whole story.
I guess you guys don't like fun. It's fine. I'll be
I
allowed to
love
have fun.
I love fun.
You're the one who don't like
I'm
fun.
in a Nintendo
We've already
shirt.
been over this.
We have been over this. Okay, if you play Halo and you're playing in the free-for-all playlist and you get the swords and grapple thingies. I can't. I'm
He's
not
changing his clutcher kick, like just trying to like pivot the conversation.
It's a great game mode. It's a great game mode.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Yes, clutch.
I just decided to go against everybody's opinions today. That's right. I
fine.
chose chaos.
Does like to be different. Look at this guy.
He just likes to be different.
Unreal.
Let's go to Build Your Loadout,
Let's.
where we can be different on that side as well.
There's some similarities.
I get to go first, and the concept behind this is we're going to pick our ideal week at Esports World Cup, the 3 games that we think should be in there. And for me, the best 3 games, and it's not close, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and Rocket League. Now, Counter-Strike, greatest shooter, biggest, the best. I love watching it. It's my favorite game to watch. League of Legends, mostly because of the viewership and the population that's behind it. I also enjoy watching this game a lot. And the third one might surprise you, Rocket League. The reason Rocket League is in there is because I got to give my moms and my grandmas and my dads a shot to be able to watch an esport they understand. And that's the only one that they can get. They're not going to watch Counter-Strike and like it. They're not going to watch League of Legends. But they will watch some Rocket League, and they'll enjoy that.
You don't know that.
What do I...
Maybe my grandparents would love Counter-Strike.
I would wager they would not.
They probably wouldn't.
Who's next? Andy, you're next. Let's see your ideal week.
I also had some pretty big similarities. Surprised to say, I also had Counter-Strike 2 in there. I just think that the format works way too well. We've seen group stage and the single elimination bracket for countless years when it comes down to Counter-Strike, ever since the CSGO days. Valorant is also there as well. I am absolutely adoring the group play into a I would love a double elimination bracket, but I think that Valorant just plays really, really well right now. We're getting some really good competition. And although, like I was saying earlier, Apex isn't a part of Esports World Cup. It is technically their mid-season spring tournament. I still think that Match Point Finals is the best BR final that we do have. Apex, they created it, they perfected it, and we also had the best conclusion to an Apex season last year at Esports World Cup, so it just, in my opinion, has to be there.
We'll see how it turns out. I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch Apex this weekend to see how the gameplay shows up, and if it's a close game and somebody or it's one of those.
It could go 20 again.
Yeah, it's good. It's just wild. Nick, you're next.
I am gonna go with. We're starting the week off, and I put mine in a specific order for a specific reason here. We've got obviously 3 of the big games that we cover on a majority of the time, but Valorant first, right? I think it is currently the most exciting game, so it's going to draw you in to the Esports World Cup immediately with its flashy on-screen. Some of you slowpokes can't keep up with everything that's going on. Nature.
He's projecting again.
But again, love the FPS and love the tactical shooters. And then we got to go League of Legends. I've been watching League of Legends this week more than I have in my entire life, and I'm loving sitting there for 30 minutes having no idea what's going on. But then there's a winner at the end of it. It's been amazing. But you have to satisfy those MOBA fans as well. And I think because Counter-Strike, tried and true, one of the greatest games of all time, and has been around for 20 some odd years, if not longer, you got to finish off the week with that.
Counter-Strike's 3 for 3 right now. Pat, bring us home. We got 4 for 4 on the Counter-Strike side.
No.
Oh,
mine's a little bit
The whole
different.
crowd goes mild.
Mine's a little bit different. I chose a game for each genre for the ideal week. So Valorant, being better than Counter-Strike, is my choice of option. I think it is a game. Hey, I'm explaining.
I'll let you finish.
Valorant is a game that takes more skill. It is harder to learn. It's harder to understand for you slow peeps. Okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to understand. Okay. Besides that, that's our FPS. Then we move to League. It's just the best MOBA. Sorry, Dota fans. It's just the best. Plain and simple. And then Age of Empires 4 for my third.
Explain the curveball.
Okay, so I chose this for an RTS because RTS genre is a genre that has been forgotten to time. Okay, StarCraft 2 used to reign supreme, but I think RTSs are a fantastic watch and a fantastic esport, and Age of Empires 4, I believe, is the dominant out of those. So I would, watch you some strategy games.
StarCraft 2 is at EWC.
StarCraft 2 is still banging.
Yeah, StarCraft 2 is at EWC.
Yeah, not
Age of Empires 4. But that wasn't the question, guys. The question was what was mine.
In its current state, like the esport would actually work quite well. Like when he told me that this morning, I was like, "There's no freaking way." And then I started learning more about Age of Empires 4. I was like, "This would actually bang."
I'm just saying. And
not better
what
than
were you
chess,
saying about
but-
Counter-Strike and Valorant? I think you said you had something you wanted to say.
I mean, there's a reason that Counter-Strike is getting the numbers and the notoriety it is, and Valorant is not.
There is a reason. You know what it is?
I would love to.
Gambling. Gambling.
Got him. Cases being opened by
Yeah,
name.
Love the cases. That's
the
right.
gambling. Dude, take the gambling out of Counter-Strike and watch his numbers. Just like that, baby. Just like that.
You thought you were going to be mean to Pat, but Pat is getting
Yeah,
it.
no, that hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm in pain.
Oh my gosh.
Can we?
Now, Counter-Strike's still a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. I love Counter-Strike.
He plays more Counter-Strike than he plays Valorant. Like,
This is kind of true at the moment.
yes.
Yes.
I do, in hindsight, though, I do like Rocket League, so I would probably drop CS for Rocket League as well.
Man, drop that Counter-Strike out of there.
It's a family-friendly game. I tell you what.
It is.
I think Rocket League in its current format would also work really, really well at Esports World Cup, as we've seen throughout all the different tournaments. What just transpired at Raleigh would be fantastic, whatever prize pool may be. I think Age of Empires would be kind of cool, but I think StarCraft 2 deserves its revelation. I think we should just go back to Brood War. Nah, look, if you want a good RTS, go back to Brood War, bro. Go back to StarCraft 1.
Okay, I mean, that'd at least be different. Or
You know
maybe
what?
they can make a StarCraft 3.
Nah.
I'm throwing a
That's too
curveball.
much.
Speed runs.
Speed running, okay.
No, that
We-
is,
What
that's not
like,
bringing in the
sport.
games
That's
done.
not
What
a
game
sport.
would you want to see speed running at?
All of them.
That'd be way too.
Kind of just like RENNSPORT, how they do multiple tracks. I want you to run multiple games.
No, that's crazy.
Multiple. If they're doing it quickly,
It won't take up a lot of time.
it would not take up a
You
lot.
are an ambitious person. Very ambitious.
That
over
might
there.
get the lowest viewership of all of anything.
Yeah, RENNSPORT's already not doing too great.
Well, okay, speaking of things that we disagree on, we're talking mouse and keyboard versus controller. And we've got some clips and some things we're going to discuss. But ultimately, this is the argument of the ages because we see it in a lot of different games. We've seen it in the Halo sphere. We've seen it in the Apex Legends sphere. We've seen it not really in the Call of Duty sphere because they don't allow mouse and keyboard. They just control only. But there's several games where we're talking about is aim assist too much of a crutch for folks. But I'll just open this up as a general thing. Would anybody like to take any side of this argument to get us going?
Off of the crazy statement you just left right there of how aim assist is a crutch. Yeah, I mean, like in certain instances it is, but like in also instances I think that it is typical to do what you do with your thumb as what I do with my arm. Now there are distinct advantages to both. In the close range, aim assist is going to absolutely annihilate me. As somebody that spends way too much time playing Apex, I feel that. But when I start playing over 100 meters away, and I could start sniping or plinking people with the G7 Scout, that's where I feel effective, tracking people continuously. But I will tip it to the controller players as well. I play with Eli, and when you're over 150 meters away on Apex, your aim assist isn't that strong, and he's still sniping people very far away. So I see it on both sides of the coin, but I will agree that aim assist for a casual gamer is absolutely a crutch.
What you got, Pat?
You got the mouse, you got the mouse and
You
keyboard
can
people on
agree
one side.
if you want.
I know. I mean, no, my statement is this, and that it's mouse and keyboard all day. If you play on a controller, it's handicapped. That's just plain and simple. You need help. That's all it is.
Now, for the record, I didn't go that far.
Mouse and keyboard is the only way to play competitive games. If you're using a controller, it is baby mode.
Do you think Call of Duty would be as good on mouse and keyboard as much as it would be like for a controller?
See, now there's a difference, right? Like Halo and Call of Duty, right? They're more made for controller, so that's understandable.
Correct.
Because that's how they're made. But if they were made without that, dude, I'm sorry, but if you need aim assist, it's this whole conversation is null and point. They have to have assistance to even compete.
Do you think it's fair if you put both of them in the same lobby together, or do you think they have to be separated?
I like equality, so we can put them all together.
Aw.
It gives me an excuse to complain about something.
Okay.
That man's trash. He needs aim assist. That's it.
So, Apex Legends, controllers and mouse and keyboards together in the lobby.
Yep.
And you think that mouse and keyboard has the advantage in that scenario? Or do you
No,
think
most of the time
does?
controller gets the advantage because aim assist is always too strong. Apex had this problem for a long time.
In Apex, they have actually
The
announced that
controller
aim
was
assist is
so strong.
pretty sticky.
Fortnite had this problem as well.
Yeah.
Aim assist was way too strong. So, yeah, because they get help. That's like having, if I had Simple guiding my hand on the mouse when I'm playing Counter-Strike. Like
Simple's ghost is just over your
Like,
arm.
I'm doing this all myself. They're over here getting virtual help. It's not a comparison.
So
It is
can
what
you
it
put them
is.
in the same lobby together then?
I said you can. Sure.
Yeah, I think you have to.
I don't think you can.
Really?
I am.
If go ahead, I'll let you go.
No. I was gonna kind of
Yeah.
wrap up and at least say my opinion on it. It's like I think there's room for both. I am so far in the middle on this topic. It's not even funny, and it goes kind of back to the whole comparison between Counter-Strike and Valorant conversation that we had in Clutch or Kick previously. It's like, I'm just so tired of the conversation and the hate between the two. Sure. No offense, we could have funny banter, sure, but the online trolls take it to the extreme, and it's like they both have a place, and it's like if my obvious counterpart, and which makes me lean a little bit on the controller side, is that it's like, if you think controller is so good, just play controller.
But you saw that in Apex too. Like Imperial Hal was one of the most infamous players on mouse and keyboard, won a world championship on mouse and keyboard twice, swapped a controller because it was that much better. You gotta just do it if it's that strong.
That's the thing, is because the controller itself is not what is better.
Yeah.
That's why this conversation is so hard, because it's like, it's arguing, like people want to argue the thumb aim versus the whole arm, and it's like, but aim assist is the thing that changes it all. It's not, yes, it's harder to aim with your thumb from farther away. That's why they have the aim assist. But it's not like you can't be good. Don't get me wrong. Like, dude, anybody with a controller that's good at Halo is going to slam me, even if I had probably 2 times the aim assist they had. Because it's not like the skill isn't there. Yeah. It's just there's always that
game knowledge.
I think, and that's where it gets really weird and really convoluted, and that's where it's like I'm so far in the middle. It's because it's like, if you're talking about what is the best form of input, it is keyboard and mouse. You have so many more options. You have precision. You have et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not knocking that side of it too, but it's just all the hate on controller and calling it fake. It's like, if it's that darn easy, do it. Yeah, show me what you can do with a controller. And because you can't, no offense to you personally, but it's like, stop hating. Stop hating on the controllers.
Yeah, you come at me.
There's a reason why I didn't revert back to controller. I played on controller for many years, and then CS 1.4 Source came out, and I was starting to play on mouse and keyboard full time at that point. Never went back, and even right now on Halo Infinite, I still prefer mouse and keyboard just for the time spent on mouse and keyboard. But I agree with the advantages on both. The close range for controller is very strong, and it can feel sticky with aim assist. However, I can whip around and snap on people way faster than a controller response can. You'd break that stick before you could complete a full 360 in Halo before I do. And that's one of the advantages that we do have. But
and that's why I think there's advantages and disadvantages to both sides. Yeah. But I hate the hate back and forth, because it's just unnecessary. You like what you like, play what you want, and if you were so good, or if the aim assist was so good, you would be a professional player.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we have a clip too of somebody who's playing on controller and mouse and keyboard simultaneously, and the clip kind of speaks for itself in a lot of ways. But
what game is he on?
It's a great game.
Great game.
Terrible game.
All right. Okay.
The game is great, but PvP is.
Nobody picked this one for Esports World Cup, huh?
Swaps back to mouse and keyboard off the controller. This is Trials of Osiris Destiny 2, by the way. It gets the snap and the nade, and then the aim assist there with the controller.
Yeah, the Strand nade did 99% of that damage, and he got a little body shot with the. Hey, this is no hate to Mac, because Mac is a much better gamer than I am, but.
That was a headshot. You got the headshot. It was a hipfire headshot, but it was because the aim assist was still active. So Destiny 2 actually has a really funny bug that if you have a controller plugged in while you're actually still using mouse and keyboard, you will get some semblance of aim assist while still using mouse and keyboard.
Yep. Yeah. And those are the kind of things that I have issues with. I don't think the core of the argument is, hey, one is better than the other. I think controller is going to give you a little bit of an advantage. If you want to play on PC, go for it, right? But I think when you do stuff like that, where you plug a PC in and get some aim assist, that's a no-go area for me, where I get a little weird.
But it is Trials of Osiris. It is Destiny 2. That game is so dead, and the expansion isn't going to save it at this point in time. I rate Mikowski, though. That's hilarious as all get out. Like, the fact that he was still able to clutch that scenario while using both inputs, that's the most Mikowski thing I think I've ever seen.
It definitely is. Okay, we're going to go to the next thing really quickly. Carolina Royal Ravens are missing EWC because they changed one of their players. They dropped Gwyn, and then they decided to make another roster move, and you can't do that. There's 2 roster moves on this one, and you are only allowed to have 1 roster move, so they got DQ'd, not going to the Esports World Cup. What do you think about this, Nick?
Terrible business decision, plain and simple, and it's like, I support all of the home teams for all of the sports and all of the esports. So it's like, in theory, I am a Carolina Royal Ravens fan, and this hurt to see them not be at the Esports World Cup, but it was just a terrible business decision. How do you have players' contracts ending before one of the biggest prize pool events? And you know the rules, and if you didn't read the rules on what you can and can't do to your roster once you've qualified, it just breeds incompetence, and it's sad to say that it was just terrible business.
Yep. I mean, contracts ending. We knew the Esports World Cup was coming around in July. We didn't know what week Black Ops 6 was going to be played, sure, whatever. But like the contracts ending beforehand is one thing. I don't think that they knew about the roster mandate. I think that they were assuming that the roster lock was going into DreamHack. That was the last that I heard of it. And then there was like some moving parts behind the scenes throughout it all. But then when the contracts start happening and you're allowed to have those conversations, say for Isaiah Gwynn at Champs, he gets the ring from Sib, and he's just like, yo, we're going to drop Cap, and you can play with Cramp, me, and Spart. I'd be like, yeah, get me out of Carolina because Slasher did not play well at all, and I don't know what's happening with Rex. They knew about the one-man change. That's fine, but they were trying to go with like the whole argument, okay, contractually, we should be able to make a two-player change, but no, Esports World Cup, I respect them for standing on business. You can't get away with that. Albeit, it would have been F-Dot and Afro, and I would have loved to see that. You just can't get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think if you allow Carolina Royal Ravens to kind of get away with this one as the exception, I think that other people are trying to take advantage of getting another player on their roster that can upgrade them, especially after the everything we saw with Champs.
And to be honest, that's probably, there's been a lot of rumors, but that's probably why FaZe and 100T haven't made a change yet, because they know about these rumors.
Yeah, and I think their contracts are also extending past like the July point as well. Because I think if there was going to be any changes between the two red teams, it probably would have been 100 Thieves at this point. I heard there were some moving parts behind there. I don't really see Atlanta FaZe making any changes, but like, no, there's just no reason to kind of screw over the contracts that you do have with a handful of those players along the way.
I don't understand why you can't just sign an extension with Dylan Rex and then just say, hey, that's our fourth.
Well, it would have to be Rex.
No, it's because they win 2.
Yeah, I know, but like instead of dropping one of those players, keep one, extend them through, and just make one roster change.
Put yourself in the shoes of like TJ, right? Like or Gwyn. That if you're
going to want to be that one,
if you know your contract is about to be over, and you're knowing that you can explore those options for a 2-week contract elsewhere in Carolina, who's already been known not to have the money to buy other players. Remember, they wanted to buy Kenny out, but they did not have the money to do so earlier in the season.
Yep.
Thus, they could not spend it affordably to give them the bonus. So they're like, I'm going to go make more money and play for a better team and earn more money at the Esports World Cup. Would you not take that opportunity and be like, I have the chance to either sign this contract or say no?
Sure.
I wouldn't have done it.
I mean, TJ going to Vegas is like obviously his way out of that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Too, and so that's why that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I think it's a good business point for like the players individually.
Players, yeah. Like I said, even the more we talk about it, it's just sickening that they didn't understand the roster ramifications of the moves that they were making and or not making going into this. I don't feel sorry for them one bit.
Righteous.
Yeah. Silly.
It goes to 5 years now, which was the other team that was at Challengers Champs.
Yeah.
5 years was Caden Exceed's team. He was playing with Fire, who was also in the league at one point. Abe was actually on that team, funnily enough. Then he got picked up by Toronto Ultra, so I don't know what they're doing for their fourth, but their fourth player is Charlie Hicksey, who was also on Toronto Ultra at one point as well.
And they won that 5 years team won the Toronto AMD Overdrive tournament.
Yeah, they beat Team Notorious in a best of 7.
Well, and what's crazy about this too is that team is probably better than the Carolina Royal Ravens.
Yeah.
Like if you had those two square off against each other, I'm not sure I'm not taking 5 Fears.
Well, with the team that they were gonna put together or that team, yeah.
I mean, I
full strength TJ
Haley
and Gwyn, different story, but current.
No, I would say I'd probably get an upgrade from Afro. I would give him an upgrade from Afro. I mean,
I think Afro is an immediate upgrade for TJ personally. I think that Afro's had one of the best seasons, and he was immediately overlooked from Team Notorious. He was on that team that won the Miami Open with Eric Boom, with F-Dot as well as their main AR.
Yeah.
And Felix F-Dot has been waiting for his opportunity now. I think he just turned 20 during Champs. Very straight shooter, very, very nice chap as well. And I think he's doing a great job of networking himself to at least be with other ARs, because it is very hard to make it in the league as an AR player. But he deserves his spot. Darn it, he's been the #1 statistical player in Europe for so many years.
You know what I'm gonna say? We're gonna go blast major throwback. Legacy got that spot that wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
5 Fears is gonna make a run.
5 years making a run.
No.
See?
He said no.
I'm down with it, dude. I'm down.
I wanted the story. He can't wear his backwards Yankees hat, the green Yankees hat, that probably smells like 100 loads of laundry sitting in there for far too long. It's over, buddy. It's over. Yeah, 5 years. 5 years getting rounded.
We'll see. We get to watch it in a couple weeks here.
Imagine they go on around.
That's going to do it here for today on Queued Up. Thanks for joining us here. We really appreciate you guys being here. And tune in for the next, what's today? Today's Thursday. Tune in. We're going to see you again on Tuesday next week. We'll be covering the action from week 1, the finals that are all happening over the week. But thanks for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.